Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another WWE Champions video, and today I want to talk about the top 5 best males to take 7-star, starting with the Technician class. This is going to be a series that I will be doing of just the top 5 best characters in a class for male and female. We're going to be starting with Technician males for the first video. How this is going to work is I have a list off to my side here of kind of the top 5 techs male that I have, and then I have 2 honorable mentions for each class, male and female as well. Obviously, this whole video is going to be males. The next video we'll do tech females, and then we'll go to a different class entirely. So, a few things to go over before I talk about the list. We will start with the honorable mentions when we get there, though. The big thing is, obviously, this is only a top 5. Technically, with the 2 honorable mentions, it's 7 people. So 7 people for 7-star. There are people that I might not mention or have on this list that you might be like, well, I think they would be good. And that very well could be the case. This list is going to be subjective no matter what, no matter how good of a list I think it could be. There are going to be things that I might miss, and people that might be like, yeah, I think this character is good at 7-star with this plate and this gear or this moment, and that could 100% be right. So just keep an open mind that this is also my opinion. It is subjective, and you should absorb this advice that I'm going to give you in this video and tell yourself, is it correct? Is it something that you want to do? Who you take out? Because realistically, at the end of the day, it is going to be your roster that you need to make the choices for. I'm already making my choices on my roster, but it's also about yours as well. I'm just here to give you a bit of advice on who I think is realistically going to be the better characters to take to 7-star. So look, like, that's the main thing I want to get out of the way. It is still an opinion. If I have a character in number 1 or number 2, number 3, whatever, and you're like, okay, I have that, but you like the character in number 5, then take up that character if you like it more. Just because it's higher on the list doesn't mean they still won't do pretty good at a 7-star meta. So keep that in mind too. If you're someone who likes a character more than the one that number 2 or number 1, then take them up. It's your roster. Like I said, it's your roster. Take up who you realistically want to take. Number 1, number 2 are kind of obviously like lock-in orders. I think 3, 4, 5, and even some of the honorable mentions you could fill in and put in the list. So again, completely up to you on who you want to take up. It's completely up to you. So just keep that in mind. I'll probably say this every video that I do with these just to make sure. But yes, it is a subjective list. Do who you realistically want. This is just my advice on who I think is going to be good people to take up. So that is what this video is going to be. All right, let's start with the 2 honorable mentions here. That I didn't really think would fit the list, but I do think they wouldn't be terrible at 7-star. And the first person we're going to take a look at here is Hip Hop Hustler. I know a lot of people might think that John deserves to be in the actual top 5. Or even possibly some people might consider him like number 3, number 2, possibly number 1. But the reason why John is not on the list is simply because his move damage build obviously isn't scaling. So no one runs him move damage anymore for 7-star. You're not going to really do a lot. Everyone's running him now the Snowfall multi-way. Like, that's how it is. The only issue I have with him is it's pretty big cascade. He's got cascade risk. Not pretty big, but he does have it. Which is kind of odd to see normally now in the meta, and he doesn't have any way to make him safer, if he does cascade. So all in all, that's why he's just an honorable mention. He does require a Snowfall Universal, I think, to really even get a huge damage boost out of him, and stuff like that. So yeah, once that move damage build, isn't really relevant, which it's now really not at 7-star, he just kind of goes down on the list for me. And while I think he can do good damage if he does hit, that risk factor that he has, again, it's Cascade and he's making multis and stuff, is a little concerning for me, for my taste. So I'm not a big fan of that, and that's why he's an honorable mention. Also, yes, the honorable mentions are in no particular order at all. My second one is Braun Breaker the Vision. Breaker is really interesting just because he does have a lot kind of going for him. He's got Hot Tag. He's got Pyros as well of a relatively big strength. He does move the pin bar. So the good thing about Breaker, there's no risk factor. He's an S tier. So I do like that. My only real problem with him is I don't actually think he's going to do that much damage. Like, I have a green Piper on him right now. I mean, purple Piper I think is definitely better in most cases. But, I mean, because he doesn't make just one color, it's just destroying the whole board, he actually doesn't do as much damage as I would hope for. Because, yeah, like, I could see him doing maybe about 300 million or maybe 350 at gold. Not gold 7-star, obviously, but I don't really see me completely using him, at least as his own character. Hot tag stuff definitely might exist because he is a hot tag 100% rainbow gem boost, which does help him out a lot. But on his own, I'm not a huge fan of that. And that's why I kind of have him an honorable mention, just because I could definitely see you taking him up as maybe your second or third 7-star, but not as someone that you're going to use first right away, someone that's going to actually do everything for you. Also, I should have said this earlier, keep in mind, the last tech mail that got in the game, in case anyone watches this in the future, like a few months from now, maybe there's another new tech mail that's in the game, and it's like, hey, why didn't you put him on the list? He's definitely number 1 or whatever. It's because the last technician that came out was Finn Balor Beyond Judgment. So just keep that in mind for anyone in the future. That was the last technician mail that just came out. So, yeah. I think I want to start with number 1, and we'll work our way down. So, number 1, I know some people might not like this, but it's Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania. There's a few reasons why he's number 1 that some other people just didn't quite beat out. The fact is, the character that you guys might be thinking of, who's number 2, doesn't really need to be 7-star. So that's why Shawn is actually on this list, because his gem is going to be much better. Again, if you can get his gear, that makes a significant difference as well for 300% more green gem. He's a great PG era. He does require a green Piper plate, though, as well, and I would say mini green rumble. But overall, this guy can do a lot of the good stuff. He's got a great reversal. He's hitting pretty freaking hard. I really don't think anyone will ever regret using Shawn Mr. WrestleMania. I think he does a lot for your roster. Again, he's got subs if you want to run them that decrease MP by a lot for 3 colors. So there's a few other ways you can run him if you want. He's got some alright trap gem stuff that you can run if you want. I really don't hate this guy at all. He's going to do pretty well. I mean, mine already can do about 300-ish mil at 6 gold without the gear. With gear, obviously way more, and 7-star will get a little bit more gem buff. So I would easily say about 400 or 500 mil is what your Shawn's going to do, and that's probably without the gear. So yeah, I mean, green Piper is pretty much required, but all in all, this Shawn is just a top tier card right now. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't run him. He's got literally zero risk on him too, because this doesn't move pin bar. His trap reversal is really good. He's pyro, he's increase, he's destroying the board multiple times so he can set off that mini rumble multiple times. It's just, I really like this card a lot, and I don't see you really having any regrets with him as your first 7-star, and that is why he is number 1. Number 2 is something people might have thought might have been my number 1, but he is not. He's my number 2, and that's Finn Balor Beyond Judgment. Balor is really good, but the only reason I didn't make him number 1 is he legitimately doesn't need to be 7-star. There's no gem damage involved in him at all. None of his builds are gem. It is high sub and high unblockable. He's got a lot of great ways, though, to deplete MP. He's got countdowns. He's also got botch gems and his submissions. So, because you could run him the red, was it red, yellow? Which I know has cascade risk, but unlike John, Balor can put a plate on that completely really minuses anything that you do to him. He can minus 60, so it doesn't really matter if he cascades or not. Balor, all in all, is superb. He's got a hot tag, which is, I believe, 200% increase to all gem, which is pretty good too. And he's got a really good gear, all color 4. You can't complain there. And it's just a badass looking gear with the demon. So this is just a really fun card to play around with, because if you get his gear, he looks amazing. He plays really fun. He's really unique. He truly does feel like a defensive technician. He is a very, very fun card. But yeah, the reason why he's not number 1 and he's number 2, even though he realistically hits harder than Shawn, especially if you have his gear, because of unblockable, is it doesn't really, he doesn't need it. He controls the match so much, he's going to win pretty freaking easily at 6 gold. 7-star as your number 1 priority isn't really, he's not really there because he's so freaking good at what he does that he doesn't care. So if I had Shawn and Balor, I would say Shawn, just because Shawn actually will benefit more from a 7-star evolve than Balor. Balor would definitely be my second choice, just because really for him going 7-star would be mainly just to get more health, so it's hard to put him down. But otherwise, yeah, Balor is not really going to have much issues at all. Plate-wise too, it kind of just depends on what you have, so what way you can run him. He does, there's some movesets that really don't even need a skill plate. Balor's just really good overall. And he's so good that he pushes him down the meta for who I would take 7-star, because that's how good he is. So Balor's unbelievable. He's a very good character to have. It's just such a good one. I would definitely take him up 7-star, I think, after Shawn, just because I would use him a lot. And I only really would use him, though, for taking him 7-star because he needs more health. That's about it. All right. Number 3 is going to be Ilja. Ilja is really good. Again, I'm going to put this on because I will say he does require a Green Piper. And again, because he does require this, I mean, if you have Shawn and you have a Green Piper, I would put it on Shawn Michaels because I do think Shawn's better. A lot of people have now swapped builds. They no longer run this black move, but instead are running his green submission so that they can now run the Piper and I believe Naomi plate. If I am correct on that, yep. The glowing fate, so they also are getting more green gem out of him. It's a pretty solid build. I know he can do pretty good damage, but again, compared to the other 2 people I just mentioned, he's not quite there with them. Again, Balor just has really good control. He's just gonna win. Ilja, realistically, between Ilja and Balor, Ilja will scale better into newer metas as we go on with like a Sylvan Silver because he's actually gem and Balor's not. However, I already know how Balor's going to be in future metas because if you've ever seen a hype for Carmelo Hayes, pretty much that's what Balor's going to be eventually in newer metas, is he doesn't need to hit. He just needs to be so defensive that you can't physically win. So Ilja is very good. He can hit, I believe, around 500, maybe more. I can't recall completely, but he can do a lot. I will say he does really want Uncle Howdy, which is getting easier. They're kind of dropping him in price, but still, he's still pretty rare. So just keep that in mind. Uncle Howdy does make a pretty significant difference on Ilja in general, and obviously a Green Piper is going to be pretty needed. As well as if you have the Summer of Champions moment here, this is a pretty beneficial moment as it's Green 50 and Multi 4. So having that is going to be a pretty big deal for Ilja. It's going to make a very significant difference on the character. But I will say, though, he is a sub turn 1, so just keep in mind he's a turn 2 card, which Shawn and Balor might be. Balor, though, he doesn't really care because, he probably won't have any MP. Shawn, though, might care, so if you care a little bit more safety, I could definitely see people really using Ilja. I don't think you would regret Ilja as a character to take 7-star. I just think there's better cards in the game at the current moment for taking people 7-star first. So Ilja is a great number 3. That's why he is number 3. It's just because there's just 2 people that are just better than him right now that I would rather use. Number 4 is actually going to be right next to him here. It's Dexter Mercy the Buzzard. Now, if anyone's ever seen my preview, I've done 2 of them now. I did one of them with green, and then obviously right after they put the purple out and I got it. So we did the purple build on him with the Purple Piper. Dexter can do a lot of damage. Again, really would like Bo to really shine, but you don't necessarily need it. I would say, though, that would make a significant difference, as also if you have one of the S pluses, you get multi 4. You're getting just a lot more gem because of that multi 4. And then also I have the Y6 vs. American Made that's giving us gem 50 multi 50, which is a very significant boost. Purple Piper Dexter at 7-star, from what I remember, does about 440, 450 around there. I know he can low end it a little bit depending on the board, so maybe about 400, but he is doing pretty steady damage. To be honest with you, like I really can't complain on Dexter here. He can do a lot of damage. Again, if you're fighting someone that's a focus, you're also forced skipping their turn, which really no one runs stun immunity anymore. So if you're fighting someone focused, it doesn't matter how much health they have, you're eventually going to wipe it all out. So I really do like Dexter. He's also just fun. Like, he looks cool. His moves, I like his move animations a lot. The Spin Spy Master looks great. The Slingshot Suplex is great. The Suplex Ledge Drag combo is great. And he just looks cool. So I really like Dexter. He is number 4, though, just because Ilja can hit harder and technically has some safety involved with that sub. And then Finn obviously is just safety, hits harder, unblockable, can minus you. And then Shawn also hits harder and is technically really a lot more consistent than what Dexter is, because it just depends on where the multis go on the pyros. So overall, that's why Dexter, Mercy the Buzzard, is number 4 on this list and not higher as well. But still, if this is who you have, I don't think you'll really complain too much on him. He's still going to do pretty well. And if you're interested in his links, if you do use someone else Y6 wise, like Nikki's still pretty good, Bo's still pretty good, multi 6 is going to make a pretty big difference, and that'll probably boost him up significantly, probably closer to 600 mil in tag matches, which, there I can't complain at all to you. So that is Dexter at number 4. Now, lastly, the final character on this list, number 5, is going to be Jacob Fatu Zombie, the Samoan werewolf. The reason why I picked Jacob for number 5 over Breaker, over John, is mainly his health buffs in the moment and his gear and everything that he has. So, unlike every other character that I just mentioned on this list, he is, I believe, the only character that has a health moment. And again, 50% more health on a 7-star is a lot of health, making him a lot better to survive stuff in general as well. So that is a big one too. It gets him significantly higher in health. Also, it gives him significant gem buffs at that moment too. He's got a very good gear as well, multi-4, or not multi-4, multi-5, which helps him out a lot more. And I believe a lot of people like to run him the Sinister Samoan drop. I believe it's Double Down and Werewolf's Howl. I believe that is what they run. And I think he can probably do about 400 or 500 mil as well. So that is why he is on this list. He's hitting pretty close to Dexter numbers in a way. Maybe a bit less. Again, I don't fully know. No one really has him 7-star. No one really uses him. He is kind of an underrated character pick, which is weird because he is cool. He's not the greatest gem-wise, but he is a really cool-looking character. But Jacob does have one really good positive thing going for him, and that is extra health, which can't complain there. Extra health is always viable. So, again, most characters only need to hit about 450 mil in order to kill a 7-star. Well, when you add 50% more health to a character, 450 might not put Jacob down. So, that is pretty good. He might be able to actually take some hits, which he might have to because I don't actually know how hard he's going to hit for and if he'll be able to kill on turn 1. But I do think he'll be at least turn 2 guy, or not at least, at most a turn 2 guy. I'm guessing he's doing 350 plus, maybe even 400 plus mil. I mean, he could hit harder. I don't know. Not a lot of people run this guy, so it is tough to say. Also, plates are pretty easy to run too, because I think it's just Will of Cargill and Authority plate. So it's not really the hardest plates to get, but yeah, he's also not the hardest hitting character either. So just keep that in mind. Shawn, Finn, Ilja are definitely going to hit harder than him, but that health moment is pretty good. And there's no really other tech I think that I would have on the roster that I think I would definitively say is higher on the list or should have been number 5 over Jacob. Just because there's other characters like El Grande and so on, but they didn't really fit the mold for 7-star, because I know a lot of people are liking Grande's botch build now because obviously he's not scaling. He's kind of like Balor then in a way, where you don't even have to take him 7-star to be winning matches. So that's why he's also not on the list, or not even an honorable mention. So yeah, that is my Technician top 5 males, as well as the 2 honorable mentions. So for anyone, the honorable mentions were John Cena, Vanilla Ice, and Braun Breaker the Vision. And our top 5 at number 1 was Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania. Number 2, Finn Balor, Beyond Judgment. Number 3 was Ilja. Number 4 was Dexter. And number 5 was Zombie Jacob. So that is my list. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with it, if you disagree, if you think there should have been a character on this list that was not, or an honorable mention that was not on here, or if you would have swapped maybe some placements. Maybe you guys do think Balor should have been number 1. Maybe you should have think Ilja was number 2. Maybe you think that Jacob shouldn't have been even on the list, and maybe it should have been Julius. Because Julius was also just a really close one, but just not quite. He was not quite the one I think would be enough to win. But Julius is also, I think, pretty good, and if that's your 7-star, then that's your 7-star. So that is what I got for you guys. That is my top 5 Technician male. Stay tuned. Obviously, I will be doing the other classes. The next video will be the top 5 Technician females. So get ready for that one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you guys are going to take 7-star for technicians. I would love to know. I think I'm probably going to go with Mr. WrestleMania, just because he's been putting a lot of work in for me, and I am pretty close to getting him 7 stars. So that's who I think I'm going to be doing. But let me know what you guys think about the list. What are you guys going to be doing for your 7-star options? And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. The support for the channel has been really good. We've been getting a lot more subscribers. I mean, just a few weeks ago, I was hoping to get 250, and now we're almost close to 280. So please keep the support. Join the Champions Dynasty, and I will see you guys in the next video.